I started out with the intention of making a video every week about the habits of marvelousness. The last couple of videos have been about emotions, and this is what I'm most emotional about. But I missed out on the last couple of weeks because my life took a left-hand turn. I was leaving Joy to be the last video of the emotional series because it's my favorite. My 20s were all about being a hedonist. That joy was my highest priority. I think now, as I've grown older, it's changed a little bit, but it definitely changed in the last couple of weeks. My 8-year-old son was rushed to emergency at Monash Children's Hospital. It was an operation that had to happen. I was afraid of the operation, but he went through it, and he went through it successfully. We didn't know really how bad it was until afterwards. He was in intensive care unit for quite a few days, and then he moved to a regular ward, and now he's at home with us. It was all emotions mixed in one when this experience happened. It was the fear of losing him. It was the sadness, the grief, but it was also the joy of that he did survive and he is with us. As we were leaving the intensive care unit, they were taking him out in the bed, and I was with my wife, and as we walked out, I just did a general thank you very much as we left the ward and went out the doors, and then I felt I didn't thank them enough. These people saved my son's life. So I turned around and walked back to give him a proper thank you. And as I went to say thank you, I just couldn't control it. Just started crying and I just didn't know what was going on. Why couldn't I just say thank you? And then this little woman came up to me as I'm crying uncontrollably and not able to express myself. I could see the staff were kind of understanding me, but she gave me this little card. On the back, I could write about the staff and write about it. And I thought, what is this woman from the marketing department? Inside of me, I saw it just seemed hilarious. She knew where I was going. She could have handed me the card. But I guess she wanted to make sure that her staff were appreciated and that the marketing department knew about it. But every emotion was happening at once. It was that fear, the grief, the joy that my son is alive. My son is at home and is improving every day, getting better, and he'll be able to reach his full potential, whether he wants to be an athlete or a scientist or whatever. But joy seems to come a little bit more easier now, just in little things, just him cuddling up next to me, which I got beforehand, but now it seems to be more intensified. Joy is everywhere. When we experience joy, our brain releases dopamine and serotonin. Our body flows more easily. We get some warmth to our extremities. It gives us energy. Joy gives us energy. I've talked about fear and sadness, how it takes and uses energy. But joy lifts us up. The simple thing of seeing a beautiful sunrise gives us a bit of a spring to our step. Or a simple moment of just sitting with our kids. Or even just thinking about someone you really love. I have been talking about the importance of recognizing and experiencing emotions. But joy is the one emotion we should look for every day. It should be expected every day. Let the other emotions happen, but be sure and seek out joy every day. And I'm talking about pure joy. Joy without guilt. You know that joy you have where you're having a good time going, oh, wait a sec, the others are at home, or I should be doing something else, and you feel guilty about having a good time. That's very conflicting. You got the joy lifting you up and you got the guilt bringing you down. Pure, unadulterated joy is good for you. Remember, when the oxygen mask falls from the ceiling, fit your mask to yourself first before helping others. We must experience joy so we can help others. It's not something to feel guilty. Sure, don't shirk your responsibilities, but accept joy. Appreciate joy. It's important. It is part of us. So, am I still a hedonist? I'm close. But my priority is more fulfillment than just pure joy. Joy, though, is incredibly important. So that's your habit. Look for it every day. Expect it every day. Till next time, keep the spirit.